what actually happened when the vote took place. So I'm really pleased from an Amnesty International perspective that the vote was accepted, and I understand that there will be an international investigation. And if that's the case, that's excellent, because Amnesty has been urging there be an independent and international investigation of the allegations made against human rights violations in Sri Lanka for years now, 4 or 5 years. And so it's really, really good that it's happened now. However, because it's taken this long, what is the practicality? And so that's what I need to find out, and that's what we'll have to work on. And that'll be the challenge. So people in Amnesty, I know, will be cooperating with other human rights organizations to try to get this international investigation to mean something. And I'm excited that the United Nations Human Rights Commissioner is taking a strong and positive role in regard to the need for this investigation too. So she's a powerful ally.
I was pleased this morning. I was following on Twitter to watch the UN resolution, and then I was following some of the speeches which were live streamed. So I was pleased that the 24 nations stood up, and that now the international community will be doing an independent investigation. It was disheartening to hear some of the countries that had decided to vote no. But overall, I think that there should be some celebration in the fact that the United Nations has recognized that an international independent inquiry needs to happen, and the reconciliation cannot begin until that international inquiry happens.
Huge step forward. It was interesting that it passed. The second thing is that the number of abstentions was interesting. That people didn't like the idea of a human rights investigation by the UN because there's a lot of countries who look down the road and say, what happens if they come after us? That's always a line that you draw or you walk on when you're dealing about these type of resolutions, where there are countries who may want to support it but say to themselves, well, what happens if we do X? And we suddenly have the United Nations accusing us of human rights violations and some of our people ending up in the Hague court. So there's always that you've got to consider. For example, would Russia support it? I doubted Russia did. She might have abstained. And obviously, because you got the issue of Ukraine there. So it's difficult, but the fact that it did pass with all the turmoil in the world is a very good sign.